I look like a school teacher, but I like, why this thing won't, I like looking like a school teacher. I'm trying to get some volume, but this stupid Mikey thingy, it's not working. Okay, is it working now? Yeah. All right. Yeah, put it on now. Let me move back. All right, let me. I hope you can't hear the TV in the background. Me not look, me not looking, it's the Sabbath, it's nearly sundown, so I feel crowded, like me not have no space. Uh-huh. Welcome to I'm a Rasta for Life, the innovative platform where we do things very different over here. Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. We don't have time for the nonsense. No, we don't. Hope you all are having a wonderful weekend, because I am. I'm going to make some organ meat today, some liver and green banana. That's how I feel today, organ meatish. Some liver and some green banana. And me I go sit down and me I go eat that. Then me I go take me elderly nap. Cause me have a big party for go to tonight. So, black and gold. So I said, let me come on early, because I was going to do karaoke. We'll see how that goes tonight. But good afternoon. Okay, I haven't gotten the phone fixed, so the left, side of the screen is. So here on I'm a Rasta for Life, we try to do things different over here. We like to present original content, and we like to do things nice and slow. Yeah, we don't try to be like others, because we're leaders over here. Yeah, we lead. We don't follow. No, we don't. We're leaders. So with all the excitement that you see on social media and the makeup story, them and the whole heap of behind the scene friendship, them are unfold upon the people, them big social media platform. And you see the whole heap of mix up and the whole heap of screaming and the whole heap of cussing. So we can't be a part of that. It's just inappropriate behavior. It's getting worse on social media. And I'm glad that nobody's calling up my good I'm a Rasta for Life name. Why? Coming a light no owner anyway. Hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. I was watching this wonderful movie, the Oscar-nominated one, Killers of the Flower something, Killers of the Flower Moon or something, wherever it is. No, man, the movie is great. So I was watching that and stuff, and cleaned my bathroom. My bathroom was a mess. The tiles, the walls, everything. You know what we use, right, guys? Oh, yeah, we use oven cleaner to clean our tiles. Oh, yeah. And just spray it on there. Just let it sit. And then you take your mop and you just wipe away. Just beautiful tiles. Oh, we did this already, guys. You know this already. Yeah, so while we're over here minding our business, as me said already, you just watched the Creator do his work. You don't interfere with him because he doesn't need our help, as you can see. He's doing a wonderful job all by himself. Yes, he is. All these secrets unfolding on social media, hearing all kind of stuff. It's better you just remain in your lane and keep out of trouble. The whole heap of talking, the whole heap of make-up story. These are all made up stories. Everybody know them one another and act like they don't know them one another. You know things that people are fool around here. Well, you might be fooling some people most of the time. But I know what's up. But I just don't say anything. I just watch the show. That's all I do. I just watch the show and watch all of you friendses. All you friendses that's pretending you ain't friendses with each other. I'm just watching you all disintegrate right before our eyes on social media. You say, true, me can't see the name on the left. Yes, girl, or who, he, whoever. I can't see your name, darling. But yeah, we did a live with oven cleaner. Yes, girl. Oh, yes. Oh, that went, oh, what the amount of views I got for that live was unbelievable. So we use easy off oven cleaner, darling. Yeah. So I, the Rasta, showed everyone how you could use oven cleaner to clean your tiles, just to clean practically anything that you don't want to scrub. So I took the oven cleaner, girl. Yes, I did. And I sprayed it all over my beautiful tiles. Yes, I did in the kitchen. Everybody was watching. We was all amazed and stuff. Then I let it sit for like 5 minutes and I got the mop and everything and do, bop, bop, bop. Yeah, girl. Hi, darlings. So yeah, oven cleaner. Yeah, you gotta try it. Watch the live. It's all the way down yonder. It was like around, I don't know, 6 months ago. I'm not sure. I think the easy off can is on the thumbnail, right? And everybody was just amazed, right? So yeah, in the bathroom, what? Got time for no scrubbing and carrying on? No! You get at least 2 to 3 cans. It just depends how mucky it is. And you just spray it, just spray all over, just all over. Don't let it dry, because then that's where you got to do all the work. You just let it foam until you see all of that grunge and everything getting into the foam. And that's when you get the mop, a sponge mop, soap and water, and you proceed. And then you rinse out the mop again and you do the same thing. And girl, you tell me if your tiles, if you don't see your face in your tiles. I've already proven it. We've already did it here on I'm a Rasta for Life. You're late. I wish I could see your name. Hi, Guyanese number 2, because I can't. My darling, so I'm sorry. You know, I'm still working on the phone. But you know, us working people, as soon as we get paid, we're broke. You know, we can't come on, you know, social media and you know. No, we gotta wait till the next paycheck. And then when that paycheck comes, you're broke again. It's just unbelievable. No wonder people are going crazy on social media for money. It is unbelievable. Because us working people, we broke. I mean, I nobody has sent me thousands of dollars from nowhere. Me not lucky enough to get $2 from anybody. Me might get one little super chat here and there and way, whatever. The planka then give me the support, which I appreciate very much, because the people them love to say the planka them don't support nobody. Oh yes, they do. They supported me and my coconut nutmeg oil. Available on Etsy.com. But other than that, I can't beg nobody for nothing. The only thing I can ask people to do is super chat, but not today, guys. Not today. Not today. It's the Sabbath. So I just have to keep it. I'm a little corner. Ingrid and them, let's go. Because you see, once I see don't smoke, you know what that means. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Slayers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because it's not going to happen. Nobody ain't going to tell me what to do. Are you mad? Are you crazy? I mustn't smoke? Why? Me look like me afraid of you. Log off. And that you for do. Good? Because you not tell me don't smoke. It's not bad for the lungs, it's weed. Everything my father make on this earth is good. You can go sit down. Okay? It's not bad for the lungs because my father made it. The creator. So how is it bad? I'm trying to teach you ding-dongs that you ain't gonna tell me to not accept what the creator make. That's all I'm showing you guys. Nobody not do it. So don't smoke, watch. The movie I'm talking about the Indians, the Mojave Indians or whatever. They were the richest Indians per capita, American Indians in America. Good? And one of the star of the movie, the Indian lady, look at her, this is her look, and she got a little pipey thing, and this is from all the way back in settling days, and she's like this. Right? Ancients of days. Why you not gonna tell her enough to go smoke? Why you don't go tell her that? So let me take care of you right now, because you need taking care of. Accept him whose faith is weak, without passing judgment on disputable matters. One man's faith allows him to eat everything, but another man whose faith is weak eats only vegetables. The man who eats everything must not look down on him who does not. And the man who does not eat everything must not condemn the man who does. For the Creator has accepted him or her. Who are you to judge someone else's servant? To his own master he stands or falls, and he will stand, for the Lord Rastafari is able to make him stand. One man considers one day more sacred than another. Another man considers every day alike. Each one should be fully convinced in his own mind. He who regards one day as special does so to the Lord. He who eats meat eats to the Lord, for he gives thanks to the Almighty. And he who abstains does so to the Lord and give thanks to the Almighty. For none of us lives to himself alone, and none of us dies to himself alone. If we live to the Lord. And if we die to the Lord. So whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord. Rastafari. For this very reason, Christ died and returned to life so that he might be the Lord of both the dead and the living. You then, why do you judge your brethren? Or why do you look down on your brethren? For we will all stand before the Father's judgment seat. It is written, as surely as I live, says the Lord, every knee will bow before me. Every tongue will confess to the Creator. So then, each of us will give account of himself to the Creator. Romans 14, verses 1 through to 13. I'm not going to read all of it. I'll leave that for tomorrow. Hi, Debbie, darling. Madam and mad out. This is the good phone. Look, this is the good phone. That's the good phone. Okay, so so where did we leave off, Debbie or Ingrid? Ingrid, I told you to mark the last chapter we read in the Book of the Universe. You know, Melchi. Let me see if anybody was paying attention. I don't see Ingrid, but I do see Debbie. Now, while they're creating havoc on social media, this is what we do. And we don't care who likes it or don't like it, because we're not here for the masses. We're just here to bring a message and get it out there. Now, when we left off, we was reading about Abraham and the little flame. And how they started to mock Abraham because he's walking around with this lamp with a little flame. So Abraham is on his way. I think, did he go there yet? I think he's on his way to Sodom and Gomorrah. And now we're going to okay, we're going to read about the flame. Abraham understands the meaning of the vase. Abraham protects the little flame from the cold winds. Many sheep follow Abraham. Abraham, walking alone, follows the trail. The armies mock Abraham and threaten the extermination of the captives. Distressed at not being able to realize Sarai's dream, I continued towards the uncertain future, being oriented only by the flame, whose brightness increased as the darkness grew denser. Then I began to meditate on that flame that accompanied me with its brightness and heat. I was used to seeing the sacred fire enthroned on a great altar of stones in the midst of the praises of many pastors, among whom I stood out as a teacher and priest. In those moments of adoration, I dressed in the best mantles and asked the question of making the sacrifice only when all my servants were gathered around me to listen to my advice and warnings. At the time of the sacrifice, I lifted my drawn sword to the sky and with frightening words proclaimed the greatness of the Lord of armies, the Almighty, the Father who rules over heaven and earth. Vibrating the sword in the air in a menacing movement, I represented in front of my shepherds the image of a severe creator who is always ready to repel and any confrontation. After the demonstration of sovereignty and power, I took a sheep from the hands of a shepherd and tied it onto the altar so that the divine wrath was very clear. I punctured on her neck, hitting her severely until I saw her perish. High for leisure, and remained waiting for the sacred fire that never stopped manifesting itself on the sacrifice. I had learned since childhood to revere the sacred fire, believing that it was a visible revelation of Yahweh, the great invisible creator. Until then, I saw it as a unique and indivisible fire. Now, by transporting in a humble jar the flame that had come off the altar, my thoughts stirred with the emergence of a new concept about the Creator. The concept of a suffering God who is able to part with the great Yahweh, represented by the sacred fire, to accompany the sinner in his journey. Repentant, I fell down in front of the vase and cried bitterly. I was now aware that all the zeal shown by the altar was aimed at the exaltation of my pride and not the love of the one who accompanied me along the way. Suddenly, I was reminded in my mind that the little flame that had come off the sacred fire was a representation of the Messiah, who would part with the great Yahweh to be the God with us, companion in all our journeys. Upon the conviction, the flame rejoiced, becoming brighter and brighter and hotter. With my heart transformed, I continued along the path to the valley, carrying on my shoulders the jug that had brought me after so much contempt. The joy of a new revelation about the character of the Creator. I'm sorry. Difficult moments began to emerge in my path when cold winds from the salty sea began to lash out at the little flame. In an effort to extinguish it, I protected it with my body, walking many times on my side and also on my back, but always moving towards the valley. When the daylight broke, I found myself one step away from the plain. I began to find many flocks along the way that were led by rude shepherds. As I moved between them, turmoils and confusion arose as many sheep and goats were scared with my burning vase scattering everywhere. This made most of the pastors irritated against my presence in their midst. Knowing that I could not remain held in that valley, I went straight on towards Sodom. As I progressed, something interesting began to happen. Many sheep, tender and submissive, began to accompany me. They were few at first, but little by little their number was increasing until I began to walk with difficulty due to the large number of sheep that followed me. In the distance, I could see the shepherds enraged for the loss of their prettiest sheep. When I arrived at the city of Sodom, I found it empty and devastated. Following the trails left by the armies and the multitude of captives, I was getting closer and closer to the target of my mission when I reached Dan's countryside. I could see the great soldiers camp in the distance at the foot of a hill. Without hurry, I headed there, leading to my new flock. From the top of the mountain, I could observe the camp in its entirety. There were thousands of soldiers commemorating their victory. Meanwhile, hundreds of captives lay in the middle of the camp, humiliated and hopeless. Before that scene, I was imagining how the liberation could be realized. My presence aroused the curiosity of some soldiers who, when they saw me with the fumigant vase, approached and began to mock. When they asked me the reason for my presence in that place, I told them that I was coming to free my nephew Lot. My words became the reason for many jokes throughout the camp. After this, they began to mock Lot. In a short time, all that mockery was transformed into cries of revenge. And they proclaimed that the next morning, all the captives would be exterminated, starting with my nephew. So you get to see and you get to learn about Abraham, his nephew Lot, and of course Sodom and Gomorrah, where there's Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lot, he was the salt king. So now Abraham is on his way to save his nephew, Lot. While trying to imagine what Yahweh could do to achieve such a miraculous liberation, I saw a group of shepherds coming in my direction, coming from Sodom. I thought at the beginning that they were the enemy shepherds who came to pluck the flock conquered with love. Such distrust soon disappeared, giving rise to a feeling of great joy when I discovered that they were my faithful pastors. They approached in small groups of 12, reaching a total of 300 pastors. Looking at them, I could see in their countenance the signs of a great spiritual struggle that they had to face to be on my side. They told me about the experience of many colleagues who, discouraged, had thrown the oil and wool out of their glasses, returning to their tents. They told me about how on the previous night they had learned to love the light of my vase, which for them became like a guiding star. I was glad with the presence of my humble shepherds when our Aner, Eskal, and Manre arrived in the direction accompanied by 15 armed men. They were faithful friends who, knowing the dangers we would face in the valley, came to our aid. So that we would not postpone the divine plan. I asked them to remain hidden until dawn, when they would receive guidance on how to participate in the mission. I began to orient the shepherds, following the instruction of the divine voice that sounded to me from within. The first task of the shepherds would be to take care of the flock until nightfall. When I returned, I ordered that they tie the skeins of wool soaked in oil on the tip of their curbs, placing them inside the glass that should be kept suspended face down. I began to light them with the fire of my flare until the 300 torches were burning through hidden inside those vases. I ordered 40 of my courageous shepherds who at the time indicated by a sign that would be given should advance silently towards the center of the camp, circling all the captives that lay in the middle of the troops' camp. At the same time, the remaining 260 shepherds should surround the entire camp, waiting for the signal to break the glasses with the horns. Oriented by the voice of the flame, I indicated the signs. When the last torch went out in the camp, they would be attentive, since a small lamp would be lit by one of the captives. As soon as the lamp began to burn, everyone should run to their position, avoiding any noise so as not to be discovered. The signal for them to break the glasses with the horns raising the torch very high would be to extinguish the lamp. After those orientations, the 260 shepherds, hidden by the shadows of the night, scattered throughout the valley and were waiting for the moment to place themselves around the camp. Meanwhile, the 40 were placed next to a more vulnerable passage, through which they would reach the captives. It was already late at night when the torch of the last soldier was extinguished. A complete darkness and silence over the troops' camp. Among the captives, there was a man on that night who lived the greatest anguish of his life. It was my nephew, who, after becoming the target of so many abuses and humiliations, had learned of the punishment that awaited them at dawn. On that night, Lot had his thoughts turned to his uncle. He remembered with regret the moment he had left me next to the Mamre Oak, moving to the Sodom countryside. In desperation, he felt the desire to see my face again and to apologize for having turned away from me. Just then, Lot was attracted by the glow of a torch burning on the hill. When he looked at the glow, he imagined he was having a vision, for it revealed the face of his dear uncle. Wanting to show me his face, Lot felt in the midst of darkness until he found a small lamp he had brought in his saddlebag. Frustrated, he sensed that there was no oil in it. He concluded that the dry and dull lamp was a symbol of his empty and faithless life. Without diverting his eyes from my face, lit by the flame of the vase, in a desperate gesture of faith, Lot felt the wick of his lamp. Discovering that there was an oil residue in it, curving, he began to hurt the stones of the fire until a spark jumped towards the fuse. Without knowing it, Lot was commanding with his gestures the steps to a great liberation. When the 300 shepherds saw the dim glow of the lamp, they quickly headed towards their post and remained waiting to extinguish the small flame. From the moment Lot got up with his tiny flame, I was looking into his eyes that looked at mine. I saw that his face brought signs of unspeakable anguish and ill treatment. Likewise, I could read in his blue eyes that hope and faith had not yet left him. Yes, his eyes was blue, but he was black. The little fire in Lot's lamp, however, would not resist for long. It was necessary to turn it off to signal the great victory. When darkness covered Lot's face again, my 300 shepherds lashed their horns against the vases that kept burning, torches hidden. A great noise like cavalry in combat echoed everywhere while the torches were suspended. The 300 horns until then, to lead the flock, now sounded like trumpets of conquerors. The whole camp woke up in one jump, and not knowing how to escape from such a terrible infesting that it started from the outside and inside, the soldiers began to fight among themselves, while my shepherds remained in their posts, sounding the horns. The captives were very frightened at first, but little by little they became aware of their great liberation that was operating in their favor. When it dawned, a scene of complete destruction was revealed before our eyes. The whole town was covered by thousands of bodies torn by their own swords and spears. Only a few managed to flee that death camp, but they were persecuted by my 18 allies who were armed, being reached in Hobah, which is to the left of Damascus. Meanwhile, the captives, now released, recovered all the riches from which they had been looted by enemies. Princess Rose doll, bless up your good self, darling. Okay, don't kill the messenger. So you see, there was a plot being made, right? And even here you could see, because of the plot, what happened in the end is that they ended up, right, the enemy, they ended up turning on each other. And because when they woke up, they heard these 300 horns blaring, they was like, what? They ended up killing each other. Because they thought there was a combat going on, and because it was dark and all of that, and the lamps went out, they ended up killing them one another. And in the morning now, when it dawned, it was a scene of complete destruction revealed before our eyes. The whole town was covered by thousands of bodies torn by their own swords and spears. Only a few managed to flee the death camp, but they were persecuted by my 18 allies who were armed, being reached in Hobah, which is the left of Damascus. Meanwhile, the captives, now released, recovered all the riches from which they had been looted by enemies. And that is chapter 4 of the history of the universe, and we're reading about the history of a vase. So the next one is chapter 5, but we'll continue that tomorrow. Well. So when we get to chapter 5 now, we will read about the pearls of the vase. So this is what we do on I'm a Rasta for Life. Princess Rose Doll, bless up your nice self, darling. I'll be coming back to do karaoke tonight. Debbie, please let Ingrid know we will be doing karaoke. I can't see the names, but everybody, good evening. I'm trying to see who is this? Oh God, me can't see nothing. God, hi everyone. Okay. Vallejo, hi sweetheart, Debbie again. I think, oh God, I can't see. I can't see the names. This is getting out of control. Anywho, everyone, thank you for joining us. Guyanese number 2. I think it's Rubina, I'm not sure. Yes, girl. The shop. Paulette, sweetheart. Everybody, hello. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back later for karaoke. And then I gotta get ready to go out. So I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna cook my dinner first. And then I'm gonna come back and do karaoke. For like an hour or something like that. And then after that, I'm hitting the road. Thank you for joining me, guys. Everybody who was here, thank you. I just can't see on the left side of the screen. But because I have to read from this phone, I need this phone to be working properly, right? So, this one is good. It's the other one. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for joining me in the history of the universe on I'm a Rasta for Life. I'm turning off the live. It won't turn off. But yeah, thanks again though for joining me, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Later. Karaoke tonight.